Hey guys, Oskar from GoPrimate here, and in this video we're going to do the ring support hold and all its different variations. Now if you've been doing bodyweight training for a while and you're considering moving on to rings, which I highly recommend you do eventually, and especially if you want to move on to ring dips or Bulgarian ring dips, something you need to master first is the ring support hold. And you're gonna notice that when you move the rings, it's gonna be very unstable, and that's why we're gonna be able to get used to the rings first by mastering the ring support hold, so we can from there on move on to actual ring dips. So there's 4 tips I want to share with you now to make it easier for yourself to adapt or to get adjusted to the instability of the rings and get started on your ring support holds. So the first thing is make sure your rings are not too far away from each other, so make sure they're pretty close. It's gonna make it a lot easier for you to get started on your ring dips. And number 2, make sure that or something you can do to make it easier for yourself is to make sure that it's not too far away from the bar. So if the rings are very far away from the actual bar, it's going to be more unstable and it's going to be a little bit harder for you as well. So if you're new to rings, if you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself, just have the rings a little bit closer up, so it's going to be less swingy and less unstable as well. And number 3, you want to make sure you keep your rings and your hands really tight to your body the whole time, because the moment you let them slide away, it's going to be very hard to pull them back in and you're going to lose a lot of strength. You're going to be wasting a lot of strength on just a big struggle there. So rings close to your body. And number 4, always make sure you push your shoulders down. So avoid any type of shrugging like this. Instead you're going to push your shoulders down. And a bonus tip number 5, always keep your elbows locked. So no bend, always lock them if you can, unless you have any elbow issue. But if you don't have elbow issues, just keep them locked throughout the whole time. Right, so the first progression and the easiest progression as well is going to be looking like this. So you grab your rings like this, keep them tight to your body, and from here slowly lift one leg up in the air. And here, you might already start feeling some shaking and instability. So it's gonna get very shaky. If it gets too shaky, just put one leg back on the ground again and gradually work towards reducing the weight from the legs. So here you have one leg up in the air, and when this starts to feel pretty comfortable, go ahead and lift both legs up in the air. And this is going to be your main goal. That's what you're going to be focused on mainly here now. Because if you can get a really good normal support hold like this, you can slowly start moving on to ring dips as well. So the last progression and the hardest one is going to be rings turned out support hold. So basically it's going to be, you can do what I just showed you, but instead you're going to rotate your arms out like this. So I'll show you what it looks like. You go on the ring support hold, but you have your rings turned out like this. And the ring support hold, a rings turned out support hold, you have to be a little bit careful with this one, because it's going to put a lot of pressure on your elbow tendons. So really gradually increase your holds so that your tendons get the time to adapt and get used to the whole stress or pressure you put on them. So don't rush into them immediately. Make sure you first get the normal support hold, and then after that you can move on to a rings turned out support hold. But again, gradually. So if you feel any pain in your elbows, just stop, because it might be too much pressure for your tendons for now. So you have gradually and slowly make them more stronger so they can adapt to the stress. And that's it for this video, guys. If you like the video, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more bodyweight training tips. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.